Hey everyone, welcome to the next part of my avatar tutorial series. We're going to go over a simple avatar that is pre-tested by me, and I know it works, and it's also very simple, so that we can just go over the tools. This avatar doesn't really have a face, or a mouth, or eyes, or blinking, or anything like that. It does have fingers that work, but it doesn't have facial expressions or eyes or mouths or anything like that. This is purely, again, just to show you the tools, the techniques of setting up an avatar without worrying too much about the materials, textures, visemes, or eyes. I'll cover those in a different video. This is just getting an avatar in, making an avatar, and then inhabiting that avatar. I'll put a link in the description. The avatar that we're going to be using, it will be available in that link, and the avatar was made by a community member by the name of PurpleJuice here, so thank you very much for that. It's just a basic humanoid, as you'll see in a second. Let's hop into Smooth POV, and I'll show you how to get started. So here we are in Smooth POV, and I'm bringing my file browser over, so I need to turn on Private UI, so render Private UI. And you'll see here I'm just in a download folder because my downloads folder is a mess. I'm in a subfolder called avatar tutorial, and you'll see simple avatar.fbx in here. To open your file browser, as a reminder, it is tools and then file browser here. So we're just going to double click on simple avatar.fbx. Like I said, there's no textures, so we don't need to worry about those. So we're done with the file browser. Hit the X. For a humanoid avatar, you want to follow along with these particular steps. There's quite a few when you import a 3D model. So you want to import a 3D model. Say regular, separable with snappable pieces is something more for sort of like educational or explodable models where there's more than one part and you want to snap them back together. Like the human anatomy models you can find in the anatomy world are an example of where that's been used. So we'll go regular, and then for a avatar, always select auto humanoid height. It'll kind of make it humanoid sized. And then when you get to this page, just think, is your avatar an avatar that would benefit from a Toon Shader? Lots of avatars over from other social platforms have Toon Shaders on them. So if you use a Toon Shader over there, then you'll want to do the following step, which is don't hit this button. Go over to here and go to where it says Material. Scroll this till it says Flatlit Toon. There we go. For all avatars, I also recommend doing the following steps, especially on your first couple of times. Do generate random colors and spawn material orbs. I'll show you what those do in just a second. So we're going to hit run import, and then Neos is going to figure out the avatar and get it imported. So here you'll see my kind of orangey yellow man. Kind of looks like the orange starburst color. So you'll see he spawned in as orange, and that's because the material gets a random color when it's imported. And that's useful because it also spawns this material orb, and we can easily see that the yellow or orange material here matches their color as well. So we know that this material is their overall skin. So let's change that up a little bit, just to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to my inventory, go to Neos Essentials, get to Materials, and I'm just going to pick something at random. It's like candy somewhere. There it is, candy. CC0. And then we'll go for this red candy stripe. And so now I need a material tool. So I'm going to go to Essential Tools, Material Tooltip, put this in, and then shoot this guy with a new material, and you'll see he's kind of candy striped. I'm also going to edit the material just a little bit. You can choose another material here. I'm just doing some extra work here just to show you that even though this avatar is very simple, you can customize it however you want. There we go. Now we got a candy stripe man. Kind of looks like toothpaste. I won't think too much about that one. So you'll see now that the avatar's in, you can double check if Neos has figured out the rig correctly. And you can do this by grabbing the head and kind of wiggling it around a little bit. You'll see it moves kind of like a humanoid would, except the arms and legs are kind of stuck in place, unless you make him kind of jump a little bit. Once you've played around and made sure that's the case, undo that, because it's easier to make an avatar when it's in T-pose. Now that it's back in T-pose, go to the Tools menu, hit Avatar Creator, and the same UI from my first video will be on. And again here, you just need to put the head where the head is and the hands where the hands are. So I'm going to roughly put the head on, and then start putting the hands on. So this is the left hand. I need to clean my computer out. I apologize for the fan noise if you're hearing it. It hasn't been doing that until recently, so I need to kind of figure out what's going on there. So we're going to put the hand in here. This doesn't have to be exact and it doesn't have to be to scale. This is basically a guide of where your avatar's hand is. So make sure the thumb is pointing the right way and make sure the hand is pointing the right way so that the fingers kind of align up with the trajectory of your fingers on the avatar. For this one, I'm not going to be super precise, but I will advise you just to spend some time. You can do this more than once. Just re-import the model. Just try it out. Here you'll see that I've got use symmetry on as well, which means if I move this hand and try and line it up with that one, this one gets out of alignment. And this is because the symmetry is based on a center line from the head position. So here we can center the head position, and now the symmetry will be a little bit more aligned. What I usually find is to use the symmetry until you get kind of close, and then just turn it off with that checkbox, and then you can position each one separately. With a perfectly T-pose model, you might not have to do that. It's just kind of like helper there if you need it. So that's good on that hand, and on this hand I'm going to just move that a little bit. That's good. I'm going to show you how to do the feet and pelvis as well. This is only if you're using full body, so if you don't have full body or don't intend to get full body, please feel free to skip this, but you'll just see a pelvis spawns. You can chuck the pelvis in the pelvis and then put each foot in the right spot. Again, does not have to be precise, it's just showing you where the feet are. Especially with the feet, because there's no fingers, it doesn't matter as much either. And you can reconfigure that later in the full body setup, which maybe I'll show you sometime. With this done, we're going to go on to more optional things. But first of all, I'm going to just make sure this head is, I just noticed it was a little skew with. So these buttons here, forward, up and right, and also the center button again, they will just make sure that the head is kind of more aligned. You want to make sure that these two orbs are where you want the character's eyes to be, so they're a little far forward, so I'm going to move it back a little bit. Make sure there's no hair, hats, fur occluding these eyeballs, otherwise you'll be able to see it. There is a way to fix that, but I'll show you when we come to a more complicated avatar. I'll pick one that has that kind of issue on purpose when we do that. Once you've moved it back a little bit, just hit these buttons again. You don't want your head to kind of be skew with, so those top three buttons kind of help with that. The next items are on the list are the tool anchors. To explain tool anchors control how your tools operate. So you'll see here when I point at my avatar here, that there's a red cone that comes out. That is where the tool anchor for the tooltip is. You'll also see that I have tool shelves, which can store tools. Let me just grab a tool. Here's one. My material tooltip. I can put the tool on the tool shelf. Check my introduction video, which I haven't recorded yet, I know, but maybe you're watching this a few months from now. Hi, future me. And you'll find out more about the tool shelves, but that's what the tool shelves are. You can also control where the menus are, these menus here. So let's go through each of these and tell you which one's which. So the cone here is where the tool comes out of. I usually put this on the index finger. The ball here is the grab sphere. So if I turn on edit mode real quick, you'll see here I have a yellow sphere around my hand. That yellow sphere is where I can grab things. So if I go up to this material ball, I have to have the yellow sphere in something to pick it up. So again, usually here, put it in the palm of the character's hand. If you don't have symmetry on, you'll have to do this on both sides. If you do have symmetry on, you only have to do it once. I'm going to be rough here because this is just a tutorial. Feel free to take more time, as much time as you need. The menu on here, I usually put around the wrist, and then the tool shelf for an avatar like this, I put it a little further up the wrist. I've got big cuffs on this avatar, so that's why I put mine on the top of the back of the hand here. So again here, forearm, and then wrist. With those done, you're now ready for the next items. Setup Volumeter is just a good thing to have. It puts a volumeter onto your avatar. You don't have to recreate it later. It's for audio reactive stuff, like lights that turn on when your avatar speaks. It isn't for visums. I'll cover visums in another video. It isn't for those. Let me turn edit mode off. There we go. Eyes, set up volumeter. So I'm going to just set it up. It's free. Just check it. Set up eyes will look for eyes on your avatar and automatically set up them to move around. I'll show you more about that one with a more complicated avatar. Here we're just doing a simple pre-baked avatar. The next one here is protect avatar. This will add avatar protection that prevents other people from doing various things to your avatar. You can check this if it's an avatar only you want to use, but it's an avatar everyone should use, like you're making an avatar world or something. Don't check that. I'm going to check it just to show that it's done and that you can check it. And then with that done, you can just hit create. So that the avatar then kind of gets wavy legs and kind of like sways around a little bit more like it's alive. You also see now that when I point my laser at it, it's turned green. It says equip avatar. So I can just pull the trigger and I'm now in the avatar. You'll see I've got hands and the candy texture is quite disturbing. I probably should have picked another one, but there we go. All my fingers work. This is index controllers, so I have full finger articulation. Let me grab a mirror so I can show you what that looks like. Use Essentials mirror. And then toggle it on. There's me. So that's setting up an avatar. Like I said, the link for this avatar will be in the video description, and you can try it out with the basic setup. Look out for more videos on the avatar system. We're going to go over everything that's been requested. So physemes, eyes, gestures, hair, tails, whatever you want. Leave it in the comments if you've got additional suggestions or want stuff that's not covered, like blinking, you name it. I'm going to plan to go over it at some point. If I forget something, just drop it in the comments. From now, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Candy Toothpaste Man. Bye-bye.